in just a little under 24 hours of the recording of this video, the Detroit Lions will play their second game of the preseason against the Atlanta Falcons, and we're going to be doing my first preview and prediction of this year, so let's go ahead and get into it. I did not do one last week, but I should be doing them for the rest of the preseason, obviously the whole entire regular season. So we're going to be going over just essentially what players to look forward to in this game. It's a preseason game. You're going to see all the backups. Dan Campbell said possibly guys like Tyreek Williams and Tate Rowich who wants to get in or could potentially play for maybe a couple drives or even a quarter potentially. We don't really know. We probably won't know that until game time because he does not get in front of the media until obviously after the game tomorrow. We do head to Atlanta to play. We will be at home, I believe, next week to face the Dolphins or Texans. I know we have joint practices with both of them. I forget which team we play next. I want to say it's the Texans and then Dolphins last week. I believe that is correct. Both of those games will be at home, so there is that as well. Now, we're going to be looking essentially just for a lot of players in this video. This game, in my opinion, is going to be arguably the most crucial game for the players who make the Lions roster or could stay on the team after this week. And you see a guy on the thumbnail, the main guy on the thumbnail, that's Kyle Allen. There is a real chance, in my opinion, this week, if Kyle Allen plays as bad as he did last week and does that again this week, he could possibly not be on the team in a couple of days. Like, I could legitimately see that. Now, the quarterback market is horrendous. We're going to go ahead and pull it up because I have another video I'm going to make about the free agents in a little bit. We'll just go ahead and pull it up. It'll take 30 seconds. We're going to be going over the best available quarterbacks, and there's literally 5 quarterbacks left on this list. That's it. And I will tell you the second best free agent quarterback after I go over this list, and you're going to be shocked to hear the name, and then the third best. Now, these are the best available quarterbacks according to SpotTrack who were on a roster last season, whether that's the 53-man or even practice squad. This list, this is it. I did not mean to click on that. Logan Woodside just signed with the Steelers today as well, so you can take him off that list. So you can make that 4. There is 4 available quarterbacks who ended the year on the practice squad, who are no longer on the team, or they were on the 53-man roster this year. You eliminate Logan Woodside and sign with the Steelers today. There are 4 quarterbacks. Carson Wentz obviously being the headliner. Probably the only reliable backup quarterback here. C.J. Beathard has been a long-time Jacksonville Jaguars backup quarterback, but has not played at a great level as a backup. Jeff Driscoll, the former Lion, who was horrible for us. He has been like a third-string quarterback at best his whole career. And then obviously Jake the Legend, Jake Fromm from State Farm is still available. And I think there's a good chance he possibly comes back after this game back to the Lions. I don't know why they cut him in the first place. And that's it. That is because Tyler Huntley signed with I believe he was with the Browns last season, so he re-signed with the Browns a couple of days ago as Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel are dealing with injuries along with Kenny Pickett right now. So they ended up bringing him in for depth purposes and to potentially compete for a second or third string quarterback role there. And also Teddy Bridgewater came out of retirement a couple of days ago and signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I wish the best for Teddy, especially after that whole thing with the high school football team suspending him for helping his own players with stuff that his players could not afford or could not do. It was a really good thing what Bridgewater did. Hope the best for him in Tampa. But 2 of the top 3 quarterbacks that were left just a couple of days ago on the market are no longer on the market. There's only one quarterback here who is a good, reliable backup quarterback, and that's Carson Wentz. Besides Carson Wentz, C.J. Beathard, third-string quarterback. Jeff Driscoll, fourth-string quarterback. Jake Fromm has not really played in the league in 4 years. Not played a game in like 4 years. I mean, like, the second best. We're going to be going over the 2 best backup quarterbacks now behind Carson Wentz, in my opinion. Ryan Tannehill, who has not played in 2 years. And wait till you hear this one. The 3rd best available quarterback, in my opinion, left in free agency. Colin Kaepernick. That is the 3rd best quarterback left in free agency. Real talk. Colin Kaepernick has not played in 7 to 8 years, and he is the 3rd best available free agent quarterback. He's said over and over again he wants to return to the NFL. He is the third best available quarterback right now. I'd take him over Beathard. I'd take him over Driscoll. I don't know about Jake Fromm from State Farm, but it's close between those two. But real talk, Colin Kaepernick realistically could be the third best available quarterback right now left in free agency. That is how bad the backup quarterback market is. So I think realistically, if Kyle Allen does not have a good game this week, the Lions need to and should, and I think they will, go get another quarterback in free agency. Whether that's they bring back Jake Fromm, whether that's they go get a guy like Carson Wentz, or whether that's they go get a guy like Bryce Perkins from the UFL. They could very well do that. I could see them very well doing that. Bryce Perkins played very good in the UFL. I do not think he'd be a good quarterback, though, in the NFL. But maybe they go after him. But I think this is a big game for Kyle Allen. You also see the guy on the thumbnail, the other guy on the thumbnail, who will step up to replace Rakestraw in the secondary. Now, the Lions starters in the secondary are still very good, arguably the best in the league. DJ Reed, Terran Arnold, Ennis Rakestraw, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch. Those are your starters in the secondary. Your depth, though, now is not very good. You got Avonte Maddox and Rocky Sin. Avonte Maddox can play safety and cornerback, and they've been working Rocky Sin a little bit at safety as well the past couple of days. That is it in terms of proven, reliable guys who can come in and be a good depth piece for you if injuries end up popping up. That is it. You got Khalil Dorsey. He's played a little bit, but he just came off of a major season-ending injury just last year and had the same injuries as Aiden Hutchinson. A little bit ahead of schedule from what Aiden Hutchinson was. I don't think it was quite as bad as Aiden Hutchinson's injury, but he could be out to start the start of the season. Probably will return, but he could miss the first couple games of the season. And then after that, your second most proven player in the NFL is probably DiCaprio Bootle. Like, real talk. So, the Lions, they do not have good depth right now at the cornerback or safety positions. They got a lot of guys who are competing for a safety's 4 spot, and now they got a lot of guys competing for the safety 6 spot, cornerback 6 spot. You got Eric Hallett, Ian Kennelly, Dan Jackson no longer on the roster he's still on the roster, but he's out for the whole entire season. Eric Hallett, Maurice Norris, Lauren Strickland, and Ian Kennelly are competing for the safety 4 spot. I'm going to say Avonte Maddox is the safety 3. And then your cornerback room, like I said, DJ Reed, Terran Arnold, Amik Robertson, Rocky Sin, and then Khalil Dorsey are your top 5 cornerbacks, and you're still going to keep 6, obviously, most likely. So who would that 6th guy be? DiCaprio Bootle, Tyson Russell, UDFA from Vanderbilt, who just signed a couple of weeks ago with us? Or do you go have one of the UFL cornerbacks that you signed is cornerback 6? So the Lions are in a very desperate situation now when it comes to depth at the cornerback and safety positions now, trying to find that piece. So I think Maurice Norris is a guy to keep a lookout for this game to potentially fill in that void. I love Maurice Norris. In my opinion, he will now win the safety 4 spot now that Dan Jackson is out the whole entire 2025 season and Rakestraw as well. The Lions do need to go after a new guy in the secondary, though, whether that's a safety or cornerback, in my opinion, 100%, and a proven veteran, reliable option. So Maurice Norris is the guy I'm keeping out for. I'm also keeping out for the tight end 3 battle as well. Nobody really stood out last week. Shane Zylstra had 1 catch. Zach Horton was really non-existent. He was out there quite a bit, but I didn't love what he did on the blocking game or anything. Kenny Yeboah was just disappointing. And then Luke Deal is obviously no longer on the roster. So I'm looking out for tight end 3 if anybody takes that leap from last game to potentially earn that tight end 3 spot. Again, I don't even have 3 tight ends making the 53-man. I only got 2. I've had that in both my 53-man roster predictions. I've only had 2 tight ends making it. I could very well see the Lions doing that as well. I'm also looking, obviously, at the backup quarterback position. Who is going to take the lead, in my opinion, will be Hendon Hooker. Even if Hendon Hooker struggles this game, he's roster spot safe. I don't think that is the case with Kyle Allen. And I'm also looking at if guys like Trevor Nowaski can bounce back. Trevor Nowaski had a very rough week last week. And I'm also paying attention to a couple of offensive linemen, specifically Natane Mutai, Mason Miller, and Kingsley Ekukon. Those are the 3 guys. I would probably include Tristan Colon as well. Those 4 guys in the offensive line I'm really, really looking for a lot. Mason Moore played okay last week. Kingsley Ekukon I thought played pretty good. Natane Moody I thought was arguably one of our best offensive linemen. And Tristan Colon did not have a good week last week, but he could very well make the 53-man roster. So I'm looking for a lot of guys. Colby Source also had a very good week last week. Essentially the whole offensive line I'm looking for. Besides guys like Ko Woska, you know what you're going to get with him. Michael Neese. You know what you're going to get with Michael Neese and KO. But besides those two, essentially everybody in the offensive line, I'm looking forward to. Nate Lynn, Hassanin, and Keith Cooper, I'm really looking for in the defensive line. And I'm really looking to see if Roderick Martin could even get 10 snaps in this game. So those are the players I'm looking for the most in this game. Now, if I had to give a prediction on this game, I don't do predictions, especially in this preseason. But if I had to give a prediction for like who will end up being the best player in this game, who will stick out the most, in my opinion, I'm going to say it's going to be Maurice Norris, number 1, Nate Lynn, number 2, and I think Hooker is going to do very well this week. Hooker is going to be the third best player, in my opinion, in this upcoming game. So leave your thoughts, comments down below. Who will be your top 3 players from this game? Who are you looking out for the most that I didn't put in this video? Leave your thoughts, comments down below. One Pride, go Lions.